good morning to everyone. First, I would like to thank APHIA for giving me this opportunity, and a special mention Dr. Natia for inviting me to share my experience, whatever going on in India for the donor registry. This is the city of Jaipur. I belong to one of the beautiful city of India, that is the Jaipur, and it is the famous location of Jaipur you can see. And Jaipur is also known as a pink city of India, and it is a very historical place. So I am coming from Jaipur, and one of the major university of the Rajasthan who is catering all the patient, and Rajasthan is one of the biggest state of India. And India is catering 1.4 billion population at this moment for all these things. But still there are a lot thing to go for as an Indian registry, because a lot of things are fragmented in India. This is our university campus, and this is a very huge university. And this is mainly we are catering all kind of MD and MS along with super specialization program. Basically, if I am talking about what are the important points about MGMST, so right now we are catering 1,400 bedded hospital, which will going to improve to 2,500 bedded hospital only in this year. And we have conducted, our history is very short. Just we opened this university in 25 years back, and our transplant program started in 2015. So in 10 years, we have performed more than 2,500 renal transplant, 125 liver transplant, and our HSCT unit, that the bone marrow transplant program, we started just recently 3 years back. And in 3 years, we have performed more than 280 hematopoietic stem cell transplant, which caters thalassemia as well as malignant cases. And my talk will be focused on the basically what are the historical aspect and need for unrelated donor registries. What is the global scenario, and I will just also present a recent APBMT survey, which is published in 2023, and what are the major marrow registries in India, and what are the challenges, solution, and future scope to collaborate for the more collaboration. As we are aware, the early development of bone marrow registry started between 1950 to 1970, when the bone marrow transplant research begins in 1950 era, and then in 1968, first successful allogenic bone marrow transplant happened from a sibling donor. In 1973, first recorded successful marrow unrelated transplant for aplastic anemia, and this, I think most of the audience who are sitting here are aware of this picture. This is a picture of Shirley Nolan having as a son, Anthony Nolan. And on the, when he was suffering from Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome, and just to cater for the bone marrow transplant, she established one of the largest bone marrow registry in the world. And then in 1986, National Marrow Donor Program established in the US, and now it is known as the Be The Match. Then further expansion of Anthony Nolan, and in 1990s, there is expansion of various technologies for HLA, and which enhances genetic matching. Then further growth and advancement from 2000 to present, there is the establishment of World Marrow Donor Association for coordinating all the global registries, and in 2010, there is expansion of alternative donor sources, just like haploidentical half-match transplant and umbilical called blood banking. And presents over 44 million registered donors are available in the WMD registry, and this is possible because of advance in genetic sequencing, improved donor-patient matching. What is the need of cross-border stem cell registries? As we know, in India, we are catering more than 200 ethnicity. And if we divide major ethnicity, we can divide more than 10 major ethnicity present in India to cater the need of various ethnicity. And there are limited domestic donors in particular country. And some countries lack sufficient organized local registries. So in that case, there is a need of cross-border stem cell registry which can help, and WMDA, that is the World Marrow Donor Registry, association is doing a great job regarding this for collaborating all the local registries. And as we are aware, there is a rising cases of various kind of hematological diseases as we are passing. High rates of leukemia, high rates of thalassemia and anemia. If I am talking about the thalassemia incidence in India, it is nearly varies between 7 to 10%. It depends on the which geographic area we are dealing with in India. And there is also urgency. Patient require matched donors within a week, because as we are moving forward, there is a much established treatment is available in the form of hematopoietic stem cell transplant. So as we are moving, there is a more need of coordinated, well-organized registries. These are the major global registries, Be the Match, Anthony Nolan, as I already mentioned, DKMS. In our hospital, we are dealing with two major registries. One is the DKMS and second is the local registry of India, that is the Datri, I will mention further. And WMDA, that is coordinating global registry coordination. I took this picture from the WMDA website where they mention total donors including cord blood unit, and there are 131 sources and 97 are different international organizing centers in 57 different countries. And total number of donor and cord bloods, they are mentioning more than 42 millions are available in the WMDA side. You can see the increment of donor registry, and right now we started in 1997. They given all the data, and in 2023 there are 44 million donors are registered. And when we are talking about the Asia, so in Asian countries they are having the data of 8 million donors available on their website. These are the various exchange of shipment, you can say HPC products between different countries and different continent. And this is again, they highlighted the various shipment of cord blood and hematopoietic stem cells in different regions and different countries. This is the survey of Asia Pacific bone marrow transplant activity survey, and they did this survey starting in 2020 and they published in 2023, where you can see they started taking data from 2007, and in 2007 only 7 countries are participating for giving their data, and in 2020 there were 21 countries are participating in this activity survey. They are doing activity survey from time to time, and you can see there are number of countries, 21 countries where 754 facilities are available, and total transplant number varies from allogenic to autologous, and they presented in terms of there is an involvement of more importance of this survey for the collaboration and giving one solid data to present, because as we are aware, data is one of the powerful tool from which we can assess where we are heading. And this data shows that day by day there is a lot of awareness increase among all the countries, and they actively participated in these kind of surveys. These are the trends of allogenic transplant from 1989 to 2019, where we can see the sources of what are the type of stem cell sources. We can easily visualize that there is an increment of collection from peripheral blood, and a number of related and unrelated transplant. So related transplant are still higher than unrelated transplant. Again, it may be because of not getting the proper donor at the time of need. So, but day by day, you can visualize there is an increase in trend for unrelated transplant too when we are comparing with the related transplant. Then they mention what are the donor types. Donor types we can visualize. Unrelated donors are increasing year by year, And stem cell sources for unrelated transplant, you can see peripheral blood initially was very low, but right now it is one of the most common preferred source because of the donor. We also look for the donor comfort. And as we are aware, peripheral blood is one of the most easiest way to collect donor stem cells, because we have conducted some internal survey and we found that most of the donors are hesitate to give stem cell because of the tedious process of marrow collection. But when they are aware this is a very simple process, just like a routine apheresis process, and it will take only 4 to 5 hours, and it is not going to be give any kind of pain, then they more actively participated in these kind of survey, and they are giving voluntarily their name as a stem cell donor. What are the major registries available in India? Datri blood stem cell donor registry is one of the, you can say, they are having more than 5 lakh donor registered with Datri. It is one of the biggest registry in India. Then Marrow Donor Registry of India is available, which is established in 2008. Then Jeevan Stem Cell Foundation is available. Then DKMS in associate. DKMS is having different center in 7 different countries. DKMS in India is associated with the BMST, and their presence is well noted by most of the transplant center. And Gene Bandhu is recently started into the 10 years back only. And Arjan Veer Foundation was also recently launched. So these are the major marrow donor registries available in India. And if we are talking about what is the statistics in India, so nearly 60 to 70% of patients requiring hematopoietic stem cell transplant will not have fully matched related family donors, and significant increase in the number of SCT donors over the past decades. And as of now, as per published data in Indian Society of Bone Marrow Transplant, there are 114 hematopoietic stem cell transplant centers exist, and which out of that, 89 are reporting to ISBMT. Total transplant reported from 1983 to 2022 is the 15,677 for allogenic and 11,166 for autologous. And out of these, near about 81% of transplants performed between 2012 to 2022 due to increase in the transplant center. And pediatric hematopoietic stem cell transplant covers the 35.9%, and adult covers 64%. And in pediatric, the major transplant happens in India because of 2 reasons. One is the thalassemia, and second is the acute lymphoblastic leukemia. These are the well-known disease in India for which are going for the stem cell transplant. These are the statistics of Indian registries, where this is the previous data, where 59,000 donors registered in the MDRI, in Datri 5,61,000, and this was the typing done available in the different kind of registry, and mostly we have done AB and DR. In a donor registry, there is also some attrition because of age, because of temporary unavailability of the registered donor, and regular mailing is the one of the way where we are informing by the newsletter and current and future activities. And international status, we also need to be shared with among all our local groups to create some kind of awareness program and activities. And we, time to time, we also, because as we know, younger the donor is the best donor. So most of the time in our colleges, our institutes, our universities, we all create some kind of awareness talk for these kind of to overcome the attrition. Because as we know, if we register donor today, it might be after 1 year or 2 years because of age or because of various reasons, immigration, professional, job, they may be not possible to present at the time of need. So that's why we just wanted to balance between attrition rate and recruiting new donors. This is the data published by the DKMS in reference to Indian Registry, DKMS BMST, where they mention the average age they registered is the 27 years, and out of that, female donors are 31%, and male donors are 28, and they type the 5 HLA loci in Indian Marrow Registry, especially DKMS and BMST donor registry in India. What are the challenges in finding marrow-unrelated donor in India? In spite of 1.4 billion population, I think this is one of the most populous country of the world, still we are having very small registry size, only 0.52 million. And that limits the donor availability. And genetic diversity in India makes matching more complex, high cost, lack of awareness about stem cell donation. What are the ongoing efforts? We are trying to keep various activities, most of the time for the donor availability, awareness campaign, collaboration with the international registries, and streamlining donor search and reducing turnaround times. And also our government and NGO activities are very active at this moment in India, and they are trying to promote all kind of this activity. And in near future, we heard that our government of India tried hard to make some integrated marrow registry to cater the need of the local patient. What are the challenges? The main challenges are HLA matching variability. As we mentioned, India is having more than 200 ethnicity, logistic barriers, regulatory and legal restrictions, awareness and recruitment gaps, and high cost. Because when we are calling for this marrow from unrelated to cost near about 7 to 8 lakh rupees, which is not possible to deal by most of the patient in India. So this is again one of the major factor why, in spite of donors are available, they are not able to get the help of donor registry because of the high cost. So government of India is also working on this. In our center for thalassemia patient, government of Rajasthan giving totally free of cost transplant packages to thalassemia patient. So that will cost near about 10 to 12 lakh rupees, and most of the patient, they don't need to pay a single penny for these transplants. And the future of to improve accessibility and survival rates, expanding ethnic representations, advancing technologies. Yes, ma'am, just 2 minutes I am going to finish. And better international coordination. And these are the success stories where we took from Singapore and we sent our Indian donor to nearby countries. And these are the success stories. Life saved across the border. These are the donors, and these are the various patients who help them for this registry. And in conclusion, stem cell registries are to save life. They are breaking geographical barriers, and with continued awareness, improved technology, and every individual, regardless of nationality, has a better chance of finding a donor and receiving a life-saving transplants. This is the recent picture of World Thalassemia Day. These all children are thalassemia free now because of the transplantation program at our institute, and all the transplant has done free of cost by the government of Rajasthan. And this is the picture of my department. You can visualize Dr. Uma Kanga is there, and my mentorship has happened with Dr. N.K. Mehra and Uma Kanga ma'am. I learned whatever I learned in transplant immunology, learned from them. So just I wanted to acknowledge them. And this is the famous quote of our Bapu, Mahatma Gandhi: the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any questions? So if not, because we are running out of time, thank you
Sure.
again.
Thank you.